The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
Let's go. Take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
A first down throw for Prescott. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run here with a former Steeler. This is Le'Veon Bell. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Watch 2. Get the ball. Choose the mic. Watch the out.
Throwing on 2nd down. Prescott. Oh, Prescott stripped, and the Redskins scoop it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. And hopefully for both sides, not a sign of things to come, Charles. This morning, it was so perfect outside, but we knew this weather was coming, and we see the effects of it here early on.
And I wonder if how perfect it was this morning has psychologically fooled everyone. You know, it's almost like even though we were told the weather was coming, and you know the teams knew it as well, that maybe they got fooled and thought, it's going to be okay. And now they're probably a little upset that it's out there.
Because warm-ups were dry.
Oh, well, dry, and now you've got to make the change up, and it's the first quarter. Might take them a little time to settle in on their focus and concentration.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Check 20.
This is Chris Thompson in his 7th season now as a Redskin. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. 3rd down. Here's Haskins looking for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
It'll continue to be interesting in these wet conditions how these kickers fare, but first test, passed.
And how about how the special teams unit handled that? A lot of concentration to make sure the ball didn't slip through his fingers. After the snap, got it down and let him pop it through the posts.
And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go.
25-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. They'll run it with Bell. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Montez Sweat make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11.
47.
Prescott down. That's complete. It's Bell. It's a 4-yard pickup, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
The Redskins on 3rd down, putting an extra man here in the secondary. On 3rd down, here's Bell. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. On 4th down, here's Lachlan Edwards to punt it. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And, Charles, if the season ended today, it's not going to. We still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak can have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum down.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play, and guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Now Haskins to throw it. They'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Ja'Kai Polite in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. Crowder now to return. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Jets will have a short field to work with as they take over 1st and 10. They'll start out here with a jet sweep, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
You go 46. You go see me. Hey, kill. 47. Come here. Choose the mic. Okay, double up.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Off the edge, the sack by Matt Ioannidis.
Well, that was their 3rd sack of the ball game. 2nd in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the 2nd spot pretty soon. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime.
Watch two. Get that quarterback.
Off the play fake, Prescott. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Daron Payne in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Here's Lachlan Edwards now. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Jets with the football here to start the 2nd quarter. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. Here's Lachlan Edwards now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This will be fielded at the 17. Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7-0 on the return. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the 1st half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing now, Haskins on 1st down. He's going to float this one. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Washington. A big play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Hey, kill. 47.
To throw is Prescott. Stepping up, he'll try and run. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
Choose the mic. Mic 2.
third down. It's Prescott. He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Taking it about the 36. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And out will come the offense as they take over. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 46-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
We ain't giving them nothing today. 57's the mic. Whoa. Here we go. 57's the mic. Mike 57.
On 2nd down, here's Haskins. He'll get this to his speedster, Paul Richardson. 15 yards on the play, first down.
A gain of 15 yards.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Watch the shift.
On first down, this is Geis. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. This one complete to Jordan Reed. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
It's a gain of 12. Brings up 3rd down and 2.
3rd and 2, now Haskins. And he finds McLaurin. And he's going to get the first down as he covers up after a pretty good shot there. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
They go play action with Haskins. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Reed. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. So even with the pass interference, it's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference. Nothing else to be gained on the play. No need to take the penalty. The play stands.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now Haskins. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock the output away and bring up 2nd down.
The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Right there. 54. Right there. 54, Mike. I know he ain't got it. Mike's 5'4". Mike's 5'4". You're not ready.
To throw on 3rd down. Haskins. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. Hopkins' kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. They'll try and run with their fullback. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6.
On 2nd down and 4, Prescott. Oh, Prescott stripped. And fortunately for him, he's able to get it back, but it will be a loss on the play.
Well, that was a big oops right there. But how about his ability to correct it? Loses the football, able to get it back himself.
Yeah, pounced right back on it, keeps possession. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. The Jets on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 7.
Go, get out there, get out there. Mike 2.
Prescott from the gun. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Bell. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. First red zone opportunity now for the Jets. It's 1st and 10 at the 14.
Mike 2. Here we go. Mike 2. Watch 2. Watch. Gun. Get the ball right here. Let's go. Choose the mic. What do you think?
Here's Prescott. Forced out to his left. And now he'll tuck it and run. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. They'll try the right side with Bell. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty, 1st and goal. They'll run it here with Bell. Power on power, but he's not going to get in. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. They'll try and run it in with Bell. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
46, 47 to Mike. 57 to 50.
Final play of the half. Prescott to the end zone, but it's incomplete. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Back to the ground on first. It's Geis. Avery Williamson there to make the stop.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Second and 5 now. Haskins. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Sacked there by Avery Williamson, the linebacker. Now Haskins, 3rd and long. Going for the deep ball. And that will be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter.
Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Montez Sweat has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Prescott to throw it. Caught here by Bell. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. incomplete. Another drive comes and goes, still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. This is taken around the 12. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Check, 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 check.
Now a give, right side, it's Geis. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down, then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
On third down, Haskins. Throw left side, complete. That's Richardson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give the Redskins 13 there and a first down.
50 seconds, right? Come on, baby.
First and 10.
Let's see what you got.
46-yard line.
50 seconds to Mike. 50 seconds.
On first and 10, it's Haskins. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Haskins. Flushed out right. He's going to let this go deep. Back over the middle. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. Johnson, the intended target. Maybe he telegraphed it a little bit right there. You've got a quarterback knowing that he's going against a rookie quarterback. He stepped in and picked it.
You think he had a great week of preparation, looking forward to this opportunity? And the second part of that is, when you're a young quarterback, you are going to stare down targets, but oftentimes your playbook hasn't expanded to give you full field reads as well. Makes it a little bit tougher for him.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep him warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Flush to his right. And avoids the contact by sliding. It's a first down on a gain of 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's a give to Bell. 2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Choose the mic.
They'll try to throw now. Prescott. He's going to air one out. He's got a man. Complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's Prescott. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
Hey, kill. We're going to 54. Right in. Come on, switch. Check 15. Check 51. Let's go. Nice. Here we go, 46. 3 buzz. 51 to Mike. 51 to Mike. 26.
To throw again on second down. Prescott. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team. An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the third quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the fourth quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Now let's see who this is on. They were looking for Johnson that time.
57 to Mike.
Haskins looking to throw on first down. That'll be caught right side by Reed. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Redskins capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. That's caught at the 1. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. From a yard out. And the Redskins capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. On is Hopkins now for the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20.
Makes the score Redskins 20, Jets nothing.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points.
And got his man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A very solid gain of 27. Prescott looks to throw on first. Out right here to Herndon. And it's a fumble. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but if the other team doesn't get it, that's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game's slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quit in him.
0.
Mike 51, Mike. Go to 54, line in. Check 3. 26.
First down, Prescott. Redskins do get to him. He goes down for a sack. Deron Payne has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
And with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury.
46.
Another try after the first down sack. Prescott. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And the Redskins scoop it. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
Okay, this isn't one where you want to take the game tape and hold it up as an example, do you? I mean, you talk about frustrating all the way through. And that last error, I think that crystallizes it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's been representative of their entire game still being shut out. Here's Haskins. This to McLaurin out on the left side. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Looking to throw, Haskins. Wide open receiver complete. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and take like turtle at this point. You just go ahead and play.
Slings this deep from McLaurin, and that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of 4th down, 1st down.
Well, so much for winning the down you put a lot of emphasis on, because 3rd down is key for offense and defense. Instead, you're going to stay on the field and start a new set of downs.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. The throw by Haskins complete to McLaurin. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Terry McLaurin, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. Hopkins with the extra point, and that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Jets take over 1st and 10.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Hey, kill. 47.
They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
Watching that run takes me back to something a famous old coach once said. Any player he wants on his team, he wants him to be agile, mobile, and most definitely hostile.
Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
Going to 53.
On 1st and 10, Prescott stepping up. Prescott stripped into the Redskins. Have it, they do.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the 4th quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He'll rifle this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
Well, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone.
Let's go. Let's do it.
At their own 25-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today, coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
And it's third down.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. And they'll indeed take a knee.
A loss of a yard brings up 4th down.
There you go. Watch 2. I'm here all day. I'm here all day. Choose the mic.
No gain on this defense. No gain.
So a victory here for the Washington Redskins. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.